And we're here today with Wesley Dames. Thank you so much for joining us at WFF Pro. Very excited to have you with us. How are you going, bud?
Yeah, I'm glad to be with you guys. I'm doing good.
Good. So obviously we know each other, and I spoke to you at the eye candy, and you made the statement. You're like, yeah, you're probably gonna get rid of or give back your WFF Pro card and then go for the IFBB. Is that still your plan, or?
Yeah, I think that was the plan even up until last year. But obviously, with last year being how it was, we just got to make do with what we're doing. So that's still the plan this year. So the idea is to obviously try and put on some size, like really make sure that we embrace this whole open bodybuilding kind of thing. So, I compete in super heavy weights, so weight's not a problem. I think we can come in as heavy as we can, but that takes time. So we want to put on some quality size without rushing too hard to start competing. I've got like a pretty big itch to compete. So the idea is to come down, maybe start prepping around July for, I think there's a regional qualifier 2nd of October. I think it's muscle militia actually.
Yeah,
and then we're going to then prep towards the pro qualifier at the end of the year in December.
Yeah, I think 5th of December.
A nice 8-week gap to fix anything, get to see where we are, and then also that rebound after your prep, you tend to fill out a little bit better. So it'll be interesting to see how we do those kind of shows.
Okay. And you say obviously weight's not an issue, but is there an ideal weight that you have in mind coming in there?
Yeah, so right now my coach and I, we're looking at, he wants to push me up to like 128 at the moment. So I think 128 is like a fairly decent size for someone my height. I know like pro IFBB guys that are my height, they well into deep 138 even, but I think a good 128 will be good, and then hopefully compete around 115 to 120 if we're lucky. So
And how much do you weigh now?
Right now I'm sitting on 117 at the moment.
Oh shit, okay.
So we're putting on some decent guys. I finished my, when you saw me there at Candy, I think I just finished like that kind of mini prep that I did for myself just to get back into shape kind of thing. And I finished that on 108.
Okay.
So I think we're moving in the right direction. I feel pretty tight at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. And tell me, how exactly does it work with the? Cause I don't, to be honest, I'm clueless. But when you give back your pro card, how exactly does it work? Do you just say, listen, this is the story, or?
No, you just. I think at the end of the day, you've got to pay a registration fee every year to be a part of the affiliation. So all what I haven't done is just renewed my license. So basically, when you're pro card the first time, you pay a fee to become a part of the professional athlete.
Yeah. No stress.
That's cool. So it's like that, and then I just want to re-register this year.
Okay.
So last year they didn't really ask us for any registrations because we couldn't really compete. Because the thing is, when you get your license, you have to compete within 2 years of that.
Okay.
They're taken away anyway. So last year, when I got mine in 2019, I would have had to compete last year or in between May last year and May this year. I would have had to compete. And there's no shows that are happening. No one can guarantee that you can start a prep and actually finish the prep kind of thing. And, I'm all about planning, so I don't want to start something, invest all this time and energy and money into everything, and then
you don't know really what's cracking.
It's crazy to think that we're now in 2021. The uncertainty hasn't left us at all. We're still in the same space.
No, it's crazy. It's weird.
Even with the show now at the moment, what's this next eye candy Joburg is on the 3rd of April.
Yeah.
The show is literally the next day.
Okay.
So it's also like that. Like not many people know if it's going to go on. Obviously, it sounds like it's going to go on, so it'd be great to prep for it. But I feel like there's just too much uncertainty. Like if you wanna really go for that main show, you want to make sure you do the best. Then
Yeah.
I don't want to prep with uncertainties.
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, you don't want to spend all that money as well. I mean, fuck, this isn't a cheap game. Actually, that's one of the things I wanted to ask, because obviously we've been working with like a lot of athletes now, and learning a lot about them and what they do. And one of the things is literally, obviously, like they struggle to keep up with the cost. You know, the gear, the fucking food, the even to compete is expensive now. Like even that shows like fucking almost like five grand. You know. What do you, if you had to give advice to like any youngsters coming up and whatever, what would your, how do I say this? What would your advice be to
keep it affordable?
To keep bodybuilding affordable? I mean, it's a tough one, eh?
So funny enough, you talk about that. Like I remember when I did my first prep, like my first prep. But I was so strapped for cash. I was going to like when I'd go to Mug and Bean for one coffee, I'd like steal all the extra sweeteners. You know, extra sweeteners was like expensive to buy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, look, what you gotta find the right place. Like don't go shop at Woolworths kind of thing.
Yeah.
You gotta like. Don't be scared to go approach like if you know when you get on the chicken packs. So for instance, we have I can't remember the place that sells chicken in Cape Town, but the name of it you buy from Checkers. But if you phone them directly, they have a factory shop right there. So like I mean, you buy chicken per kilo for here in Cape Town we buy it for 65 rand a kilo.
Sure.
And if you phone them directly, you can go get it for like up to 32 rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it's a big difference.
So it's just all about being savvy with that kind of stuff. Like, don't just accept the first price. If you're gonna shop at Pick and Pay, go look around.
Yes.
Like I mean, I go to these factory shops. Other than Macro, but there's other smaller factory shops like Crown Enterprises and stuff like that. I'll buy a 5-kilo bag of basmati rice for like $70.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a bit of a difference than buying it from Woolies.
So you see a lot of folks just think, okay, you got to just go to the shop. This is where you get your bread and butter kind of thing. But you don't realize, like, if you just look around and you take the time out to search, to drive around, once you find the places, you just go buy that, and then it lasts you for as long. And then obviously, if you can't afford, if you have a steak in your diet, maybe swap it for mince or stuff like that. Don't. Like at one stage, I've got lean steak, so I don't go and buy rump or ribeye or fillet. I'll go buy those frying steaks.
Yeah, that's
all
the
same.
sucks, yeah.
Lean, just make sure there's no fat on it.
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways to get around it.
Yeah, you just gotta put in a bit more effort, I guess. Bro. You gotta go fucking also like look, and also one thing I think is also just to speak to people in the gym. Even you look at the biggest guy, like for guys coming up, you go speak to the biggest guy in the gym and be like, listen, yeah, and 90% of the time they've been through this shit. They'll know exactly their little gaps in the market,
Yeah.
Chicken, beef there, get this fucking cheaper, from the wholesaler. So yeah, I guess that's.
Always got contact somewhere. Guys always know someone.
Yeah, 100%. Especially the older guys. I mean, they've been in this game for so long. It's it only takes 5 minutes out of your day just to go chat to them,
Yeah.
It's not fucking rocket science. But I was gonna say, so the show in October, that's a regional qualifier. You have to get that to go to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's because I know for the last eye candy, I was there. But was there different divisions of the open weight bodybuilding? Like, was there normal and then super heavy or not?
Yeah. So
Okay.
how bodybuilding works for NPC or the IFBB now. I usually refer to it as NPC because I know there's 2 IFBBs in South Africa.
Yeah.
Some people don't really know the difference, but for instance, NPC, they have different weight categories, so it's not done by height. So
Okay.
listen, someone can be 120 kilos and be your height and also stand against me on the same sort of thing. They don't measure it by height, they just do it by weight category. So if you want to compete under 90 on heavy, I think under 90 is heavyweight, then you get under 90 is light heavyweight, under 100 is heavyweight, and then you get super heavyweight. So
Okay.
it's all different classes for that, but they don't really do it on height. So it's just what you can bring to the table in terms of what your height and weight ratio
Yeah, okay,
is.
I see. And would you go down, like, let's say you feel like you could dominate like a little bit lighter, would you, or would you rather stay at that 120 or whatever?
See, this is where the fine line comes in. It's like you can come in being the biggest load for that weight category, like coming in at like, so you have always that 10 kilos to play with. And I just feel like for someone my height, if I have to strip down all the way there, you play a very fine line of coming in either very flat or you just don't have enough size.
Yeah.
Like, maybe 90 kilos looks better on you than 90 kilos looks better on
Yeah,
me.
100%.
Kilos on me versus 110 kilos on me.
Yeah. Because
it's a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, if I weighed 90 kilos, I'd look like I'd be fucking huge, And with you, I mean, that's fucking 20 kilos back.
Yeah, that's you when you go in for like a beach body.
Yeah, but that's fucking crazy. And what's your?
I think that's the biggest thing.
What's the what's your, like, who's your biggest competition? Do you think? Who do you think's got the best physique, like in that super heavyweight division? I know it changes.
I feel there's not a lot of super heavyweights in South Africa that compete in that division. I know a lot of guys below that division. I think like Albert LaRue. There's another guy called Armand Nel.
Yeah.
And there's guys in like light heavyweight like Andrew Rath. These are all like these
proper. Yeah.
And I don't know. There's another black guy. What's his name? Dan Stubb.
Oh yeah.
Also really good. Good muscle bellies there. So look, I think at the end of the day, you really want to win your class, and you got to focus on beating all of these guys, not just the guys in your class.
Yeah.
Because you want to win that overall. For super heavyweights, I honestly don't know, because like even when I watch it, I'd have to say Arnold, but Arnold, I don't know if he'll compete in South Africa or if he compete locally.
Yeah.
He generally likes to compete overseas more than he does locally. So it'd be lucky to stand up against him. With him being one of the best in South Africa.
Yeah.
And other than that, I don't know who's over 100.
Yeah, it's like a fucking open thing, and there's not many O's that size. It's weird, because I mean, it's also weird. Like like if you look at South Africans in general, we there's big fucking human beings, but you don't see like monsters competing. It's actually it's weird, it's strange. But I know what I want to ask actually, because I don't know if it irritates me or I don't know what it does, but how is it that like someone like Arnold or whatever can compete like he does whatever super heavyweight bodybuilding, and he'll do classic physique the same night, and he'll win both? I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me.
So that's the thing. It's like it just means, in my opinion. So you're talking about that show 2019, right?
I think so.
Obviously
Yes.
now he wouldn't have done classic now, because now he really is embraced the whole open body.
Everything, yeah.
He went in there, coming in at 115 on stage on show day, rather than for him for classic. I know his weight cutoff is 100.
Okay.
So you see, like once again, you could see the difference between when you've seen him compete before. Looks a bit, he still looks good, but a bit of a smaller size compared to him looking a lot fuller now.
Yeah.
You can just push the size game.
Yeah.
I feel so. Obviously, when you look at that 2019 show where he won both classic and he won the bodybuilding, I just felt there was no depth in the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He was able to do that. So some guys are lucky like that.
Yeah.
Take Flex Lewis, for example. He's going from the 212 division to now into
Opens, yeah.
And imagine what he's going to look like when he doesn't have that weight cap.
Yeah, fuck, that's gonna be something. What was the reason that he didn't compete this last year? I wasn't too sure about that.
So I know he had, I think it was a back injury.
Oh shit, okay.
Quite a bad back injury, so he was going for stem cell treatment. So he
Oh,
was
so
really
it's
pushing for the
serious,
prep, but then the prep's getting puts your body through hell. So now
Yeah.
you're basically putting your health at risk and you're
Yes.
putting your career at risk, because now, okay, cool, we prep for this one show, we go all out, and then you fuck your body up, and then what?
Yeah, and then he can't do it anymore. And what do you think? Do you think he'll?
I'm a big Flex Lewis fan. I've always liked Flex Lewis, Phil Heath kind of thing, like back in the day before these guys were like big guys.
Yeah.
And I really think he's got a great physique. 212 division, that means he has to come in at 98 kilos on stage.
That's crazy.
Like flex first probably your height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Now,
madness.
like, imagine, that's what he has to come in on show day, right?
So what he has to weigh
Imagine if you don't
before
have
that.
weight cap.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a big difference. I'd like to see if he'll take it. I wonder, because now he's also going to be competing against fucking O's like Ramy, and well, I don't know Phil, but Brandon and shit, which are fucking monsters. So let's see. I wonder.
So you look at all the new talent that's coming out. Like I know Nick Walker didn't compete at the Olympia, but he's a freak.
He's a monster. Fuck.
Huge. So like when eventually when all these guys stand up on stage, Nick Walker, Flex Lewis, Ramy, Ruli, all those guys.
Yeah.
Like I find it, it's very different because a lot of people always post photos, even South Africans, you always post photos and you think this one guy looks good because you see his Instagram, you always see the one photo,
Yeah.
and you always think, wow, he's got the best legs, looks good, back's really good. Then the moment you put him in a lineup,
It's a different story.
Okay, shit, there's one bloke that didn't post so much on social media. Actually, he's just as good as him, or he's just as big.
That's a very very good point of how people can disappear in a stage when there's serious competition next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone always looks good on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good
It's
point.
easy to look good in a photo shoot. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you also got your posing at the right angle, the lighting at the right angle. When you're on stage, you're just there, bro.
Yeah. Fuck,
Remember
that's true.
Instagram, you only ever post the best.
Best photos.
The best photos.
100%. And I mean, fuck, how many O's edit their photos and shit like that as well.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, fuck, dude. I think next year's Olympia, like I even said to Tyler, this last year's Olympia was for me one of the coolest Olympias to watch. I was going mad. But I think next year's one will be even better.
Change of blood.
It was like, I mean, and I felt like everyone that won deserved to win this year. Like, obviously, I'm not a fucking judge, but sure, it was really crazy. But now in the open division, we'll have Rolly Winkler coming in. We'll have Flex. I don't know if we'll have Phil. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Phil will ever come back?
Look, like I said, I'm a Phil Heath fan. I'd like him to come back.
Yeah.
I kind of want him to finish off on being tied with Ronnie and all that sort of stuff, with having like 8 stand-downs.
Yeah.
But, you can start seeing like that hernia op that he had, it hurts him quite badly. So it's like I follow a lot of guys that have these ops, and unfortunately, once you have that hernia op, because the hernia, they obviously fix your intestines and stuff like that. When they cut, so that they cut your ab wall, and that just never gets back.
Doesn't look the same as what it did, yeah.
It doesn't look the same. So yes, he's got the best back. He's got a lot of the best things, but
The total
sometimes
package.
like what the IFBB are doing is they want to steer away from that bubble cut because it's got such a bad stigmatism to it.
Yeah.
So even though like Phil Heath has got like a legit reason for why he has it, and it's not just abuse of stuff, I think they still hold that as quite a bad penalty.
Yeah.
That. But then like Phil Heath didn't just lose this Olympia, he came third.
Yeah.
So it's kind of showing you, well, he might try again, might not. It's quite a bad, like maybe you try if he just came second and it was still close, but now it was third. It's like
like he really lost, yeah.
Either your time to go out or you're going to become one of those guys that slowly slip down the ranks.
Yeah, just become a journeyman, basically.
Yeah, let's see. The thing is, like, we don't know if I don't think his abs will ever look the same. So is there even a point of coming back? And now that he's got that thing about him that everyone knows, okay, fuck, we need to look at his midsection. That's all they're going to be focusing on, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one for Phil. I don't know. I also personally hope he comes back and wins it. It'll be sick.
But then, like you said, once again, then you're still going to. So if you just look at all the same people that were at this last year, then all the people that didn't come was like, there's a guy from Britain, like Hollingshead. He's very big. Flex Lewis.
Yeah.
Also going to be there.
Rolly.
Hitler wasn't there. So that's 3 guys that would also take that whole talent pool and lift it up.
Yeah, even Sean Roden. Sean Roden wasn't there.
I actually don't even know what's happening with him. I don't know if he's still banned because of this case. Because
I heard so.
Technically, he got acquitted of the rape charges, but then he never made anything about competing or prepping.
I know.
Or anything.
It was very.
I don't know.
it was very weird. I wonder if the IFBB said to him, listen, like under wraps, they're like, listen, you can't compete this year. Let's let everything slide, and you know, because it's a big allegation, you know, fucking rape allegation. I don't even know what was the outcome. Do you know, did they go to court or what was the story? I don't.
I stopped following after a while.
Yeah,
It's not into Desperate Housewives stuff.
That's a bit of a depressing story to follow.
But it's fucked, dude. And the thing is that I feel like it's happening more and more these days, and I don't know if it's actually happening or if it's just people they're like, okay, well, this is a way for me to get money, and they go after all these famous people. It's fucking sick. That's sick shit. They even did it with McGregor, remember?
Yeah.
It's fucked
they
up.
did it with everyone. Like, I mean, when you're winning, like, how much they won like an Olympia guy. Okay, it's not the biggest prize pool, but they win $500,000.
Yeah, which is still
they get sponsors from bonuses from their sponsors and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, basically someone comes in there and, you know, pretends to sleep with you and then ends up saying, oh, well, if you don't give me this, it's a get rich quick scheme, you know.
Well, there was a very public case with Neymar, the famous footballer.
Oh yeah, and the video.
The girl went to the police, said she's been raped by him, blah blah blah, and then the text messages came out, and in the messages she was basically just saying, listen, this is the amount you owe me on this date, or I'm gonna accuse you of rape. So straight up, just a fucking con job.
No, it's crazy, bro. And the thing is, you got to be so careful.
Well, everyone's trying to, you know, jump on someone else's bandwagon and
their success, yeah, bro. It's easy to just get a paycheck like that than fucking work for anything.
That is fucked up, eh? Imagine that. Like, it's weird to think, like, how can you live with yourself knowing that all this money that you've made, whatever, is literally through someone's misfortune. It's
people
fucked.
live without shame.
True, they do, bro. I mean, fuck.
Without shame, bro. When you're spending that money, you're not.
You don't care if that you got a Lamborghini because you faked a rape allegation.
I was about to say, when you're in your Rolls Royce, I don't think you give a fuck anymore. Eh?
No, you can go cry in that car, man.
Fuck, dude, that's so true.
So one question I did want to ask: have you stood on stage in the lighter categories compared to now, obviously the open bodybuilding? What is the different feeling in the atmosphere? Obviously, of standing next from just a classic physique and working your way up to being.
You did physique first, eh, Wes?
I did a thing in NABA called what was it? Muscle models. So you wear like kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And you still gotta have a bit of legs, but like that was my first show, and like I remember I came weighing in at 73. I was just so fucking happy to be able to step on stage. I didn't know how it felt or anything like that. I think, for me, every time I've stepped on stage, it's still the same kind of feeling. When I prep for myself. I don't prep to win. Like, as much as I take it seriously to win, like, I do it for myself, because I feel when you start focusing so much on winning, and especially in this sport, to focus on winning, you think, okay, who's the best, right? Then you think, okay, let me just keep on focusing on this person, he's the best. You're only focusing on him, but then this other guy just comes behind both of you and fucks you both up.
Yeah.
So if you focus on yourself, you'll always be ahead on the game because you're your own worst critic, right?
Yes,
100%.
So sooner or later you'll look at the guy and be like, I've got bigger legs than him. I don't have to train harder. Or this, like I said, you keep on looking at yourself, you keep on holding yourself accountable to you, then I feel you'll go into a better direction. But other than that, every time I've stepped on stage, regardless if I'm lighter or heavier, it's always just been a good feeling. It's like I'm doing it for the competition or having the fun that I do.
Yeah, that's cool, and it's cool to have that feeling where you also got something to look forward to, like the whole year. That's crazy. But I wasn't also sorry, I don't want to fucking prolong anything, but I want to ask, like, your diet now. Obviously, every question of like youngsters that want to get fucking big, they want to whatever. They ask, what do I eat? What can I eat? What is your diet now? Like, what do you do when you want to put on the most size? What's your diet look like?
Okay, so the biggest thing that I think a lot of people got this misconception about getting big is I just gotta eat a lot of food all the time. Right?
Okay.
So like that's true, but you can't just go bam eating fucking 4,000 calories a day and think you're gonna just build muscle out of thin air. I feel like, so what me and my coach do is from from where I finished my last prep, even through into my bulk, you don't just start your bulk, be like, okay, bam, here's all the calories. It's like every 2 weeks. So when you prep, it's every week is a check-in, taking away calories.
Yeah.
Then when you bulk, it's every 2 weeks we increasing the calories.
Okay.
So like I'll go into more depth about like what I eat now, but like I think the biggest thing is to understand that everything's progression, right? You know, you shouldn't just look at numbers on the scale that, okay, cool, I'm getting heavier, because you could get getting fatter. You know, and I feel a lot of kids or a lot of younger oaks these days, they look at the numbers rather than looking at the quality that you're gaining.
Yeah.
So rather, okay, cool, I only gained a kilo this month, but I'm looking bigger, I'm looking fuller, I'm lifting heavier, I'm going in the right direction,
Okay.
rather than, shit, gain 5 kilos in a month, great, I'm fucking the next Ronnie Coleman, prep and you lose 20 of it already.
Yeah.
So,
I get
what's
that.
the point?
So it's more, I mean, fuck, like you said, don't worry about the scale, worry about the mirror, 100%. That's I think that's also a big misconception with youngsters.
And a big thing that, you know what, I had a friend tell me this, and it revolutionized my life, like in terms of bulking and stuff like that. Like, if you're not getting stronger, you're not getting
Bigger.
So when you're eating more food, you're giving your body more fuel. You need to fucking put that fuel to work.
Yeah.
And you need to be pushing those numbers. If you're not pushing those numbers and you're not getting stronger every week, you're not going to grow, because that's how your body grows. Your body grows to handle the volume and the weight that you're going to be pushing the following week. So you did 100 kilos this week, your body needs to know it needs to recruit muscle fibers to be able to bench that 100.
Yeah.
Right? If you decide that next week, oh, okay, I'm not really going to push that boundary on the 100 or push more reps on the 100, body's not going to grow.
Grow. Yeah. I guess you got to shock the fucking muscle, eh?
Yeah. So right now I'm eating 7 meals a day.
Okay. Sure.
So what happens is I have low and high days, and I have 3 different days. So this is how we're actually running our thing. So we're having 3 different days. We're having our high day, which will be on legs, on our weaker body parts.
Okay.
Or the body part that we want to bring up. So for instance, mine is hamstrings, legs, chest and back, right?
Okay.
Those are my high days. Then I have a base day, which is slightly less carbs, right? But those are for arms and shoulders.
Okay.
And then a zero, well, not like a 0 day, but like a low day on my rest day.
Okay.
It also keeps your insulin sensitivity to carbs. You know, you're going up and down, so it makes you use the food that you put in. If you just have a baseline of calories, then your body gets quite numb to it.
Okay.
So, for instance, I'll just talk about my high day. My high day is probably like, right now it's 14 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, right? And about, I've got 100 grams of oats in the morning.
Okay.
Then
That's a shit ton.
Then I've got about 220 grams of chicken with 200 grams of rice. Then 220 grams of chicken, 300 grams of rice. Then I've got
it's a lot of rice,
100 grams of cream of rice before training, with 65 grams of protein, with 20 grams of almond butter. Post workout will be usually lean steak. Round about also 220 grams,
okay.
300 grams of potato or rice, whatever I feel like it. Then I've got another fish meal. That's fish with just 100 grams of rice, and then before bed I have another shake with about 60 grams of protein, almond butter, Greek yogurt, and about 60 grams of oats with that.
Shit. Okay. So that's a fuckload of food, first of all. So, I just want to go back to that insulin sensitivity thing. So you, like personally, you've seen bigger gains in doing the high carb days and low carb days than just doing high carbs all the time.
Like I've done both, and I can say they're both good. I've stayed tighter. These things. So it's like when you carb cycle, and you know you go on 0 days for like 2-3 days, and then you have that 1 day of carbs. Like, how does your muscles feel? It feels like everything just gets soaked up.
Yeah.
So now, if you can keep that kind of sensitivity on your bulk, it means that you won't store a lot of the food that you're eating. Even though you're eating in such a surplus, you're making sure that your muscles are absorbing that shit.
Okay, I see. That's crazy. Because the thing is, I always knew about carb cycling. I've done carb cycling and shit. But I guess it's also, everyone's different. Everyone's different. Like I feel like I put on more size when I'm just like fucking stacking carbs and increasing my calories all the time. I like carbs all the time. So I guess it all depends on the fucking person as well.
Yeah, but then it also depends. Like sometimes you can do that, and then sooner or later you start getting softer in terms of your physique, and it's like, okay, well, are you really utilizing all
the
those
carbs, yeah.
when you have
Okay.
it,
Yeah.
So it's like, why make yourself fatter or fluffier when you're gonna have to burn that off, because then that's weight you're not actually gaining.
Yes, yeah. You're not gaining proper muscle.
So look, you can do both approaches. So like for instance, when I get my diet changes, both my high day and my base day will go up. So it just means more food in just general.
Okay, I see.
So like when I have my base day, like what I was explaining now, like so my high day, then my base day is just like 100 grams of carbs less every meal. So it's not actually that much.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I'm still eating 200 grams of potato, 100 grams of rice. It's just slightly less.
Slightly less.
You're still eating that.
Okay.
Your rest day, because you're not training,
You don't have to burn all that. That makes sense.
Going nowhere.
Okay, I see. It's an interesting point, and I think I'll definitely take that to my own training and shit. Is also just to kind of change it up, because I mean I do high carbs like all the fucking time, or like all day, every day. So I think it would be good for me as well to let my body kind of fucking be like, listen, just have low carb and high carb days. So I'm gonna take your advice, Wes. I'm gonna do it.
And it doesn't need to be like super low. It just needs to be like you got your
Less.
high, just a slightly lower, and
then back up.
Basically, you keep that insulin. And then remember, when you insulin sensitive, you're anabolic.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're creating such a much better environment for growth. And then the one biggest thing that I've learned during my bulk is, even last year when I started bulking before lockdown, is rest. I don't know how many days a week you train.
Normally 6. 6
straight in a row.
Yeah, and then 7.
So myself and even Arnold, when we discuss this, sometimes it's like we'll train anywhere like 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off.
Okay.
So, but remember, then because you've got so much more food, your sessions are so much more intense.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I learned is when you train, you produce a stress hormone called cortisol, right?
Yeah.
Because when you train, it releases stress in your body produces cortisol, and cortisol is actually a negative effect for muscle growth.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you have more rest days, that lowers your overall cortisol for the entire week, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So then you're able to recover, build muscles, and then you're able to have more intense sessions without your body being in such shock all the time.
Okay. So at the moment you train 3 days. 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days, 1 day off, or is it different now?
At the moment, so I'm doing something similar, but my training style, I like to do 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. So I do an 8-day cycle.
Okay.
And then I'll do, so for instance, my cycle will be chest, shoulders, legs, rest.
Okay.
Right? And then back, arms, hamstrings.
Okay.
Rest.
Okay.
So that also make sure that those big heavy days, because on those big heavy days like your back day or your leg day, your CNS, your central nervous system gets fucked.
Yeah.
So if you go do chest and then legs the next day, or back and then legs the next day, your central nervous system is so fucked that you can't really get the best.
Yeah.
So that's why I usually have the shoulders and the arms in between those hard days, because it lets my nervous system come down a bit and kind of everything's a bit more calm.
Yeah.
And then back to hitting it heavy.
Okay.
And then rest.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's a misconception. Is everyone wants to say you must fucking don't be a pussy, whatever. Train hard and train every day. But I mean, like you must also training smart is better than training hard. Okay. Well, fuck. I've just got to say I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I really did. I learned I learned a lot. Anything else from your side, my boy?
No, it's just geez, that was a good session.
I'm just trying to take
all the
everything in.
information.
I should have had a little notepad, yeah. But anyways, Wes, I appreciate it big time. I hope to see you on stage soon.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
I'm keen to see that shit.
Yeah, I'm also keen. I'm fucking itchy to get back on stage now. You guys, you're not competing.
I can
now
imagine.
soon, or what's your plans for that?
Also, end of the year. I think I'll probably do the same show as you. You know, fucking
So
just
that'll be
put
like
on.
that, man. So
Yeah,
it'll be good. I think it's nice when you've got like a good group of people that you're all prepping together
yeah.
and you're kind of working towards the same kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's you know, if you're doing it by yourself, it's used. I mean, it's like fuck, dude. This guy's like weird as fuck. He like carries a bag of food with him. Or what the fuck, you know? But when it's a group of people, it's cool. But yeah, I'll definitely see you at that show. I can't. But let us know when the regional qualifier is, and then I'm sure we'll come support as well. Big
Yeah,
time.
100%. Man.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome. Thanks so much, Wes. Enjoy.
Nice man. Cheers.
Thanks so much for your guys' time.
Yeah.
too.
Thank
Cheers,
you,
bro.
Wes.